welcome back to Cinema Vino.
Hello.
It's good to have you guys here with us for part 2 of our Oscar series. Got Sean Jordan.
Hello.
Todd Wofford. And this installment will be Frankenstein.
Oh, are you forgetting somebody?
Captain
Crunch.
Captain Crunch is here.
He's joining us.
Yeah, Sean's redoubtable cat. Side note, I think our family's getting closer and closer to getting a cat.
Are you really?
It's getting closer to being a reality. Yeah.
What's the limiting factor at this point?
I don't know. I think it's the litter box, having the babies potentially, invade the litter box, not knowing what it is.
That could be a problem.
But apparently there are self-cleaning, contained litter boxes out there. So.
Yeah. At the very least, you got to put it inside of like some sort of container that, keeps small children and or dogs away.
Yeah. So that's the main, I think, hang up right now.
Yeah.
Is just the logistics of poop. So.
As most things with toddlers are.
Yes. Yeah. So that's life.
That's life.
We're doing the month of mocktails. And so this week we are doing the strong water sparkling margarita.
Yeah, a lot of people do dry January.
Yeah.
Thought it'd be a good time to feature some good NA options.
Yeah.
We've come a long way since the days of O'Doul's.
Yeah.
Being our only non-alcoholic option.
You can drink some actual good stuff.
Yeah.
Some tasty stuff.
High quality things.
Yeah. And we were talking off the air that this tastes good. It kind of confirms my suspicion that what I hated all these years was the taste of tequila.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a very bad experience as a younger man with tequila, and I've never quite thought the same of it since then.
Margaritas can really run the gamut of, taste and profile, and it's a very open-ended cocktail.
Yeah.
I think it's open for interpretation for a lot of people, and there's good ones, there's bad ones. Very tequila dependent for sure, like you said.
Strong ones, skinny ones.
Yeah.
All kinds
Spicy
of
ones?
Garnishes, yeah.
I like a spicy margarita.
Yeah, I do too. I like a spicy any drink. I mean, if I
Hell yeah. Spicy Cosmo.
Yeah. Or like a spicy gin drink, kind of a mixology type drink,
Yeah.
put a little spicy edge to something. I think it tastes good.
Yeah, well, a little spicy Scotch drink.
I prefer that to sweet drinks, put it that way.
Same. Yeah. There is a bar in town where you can just give them 2 descriptors, like 2 adjectives of a drink, and they will find you a cocktail that fits that.
Where is that? I might have to try.
Valkyrie.
That's what I was thinking. It's going to be Valkyrie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never made use of that.
Shout out. That's how I found the penicillin. The cocktail penicillin is one of my favorites.
And what's in that?
It's peaty Scotch, so it's got like a real smokiness to it, and lemon and ginger.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so it's kind of got like a spice, like a bite from the ginger.
Yeah.
It kind of like a, I don't know. And then like the smokiness of the Scotch, the peaty Scotch really comes out. It's good. I like it a lot. My wife tried it. She said it tastes like a leather saddle. So,
which you can get into a Scotch for sure.
Yeah.
You can
Not for everybody.
It can be like chewing on a belt.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. As do I.
Put that belt in my teeth.
Yeah. I am Ron Swanson all the way with that.
Yeah. So we are drinking.
So yeah, this is the
strong water
sparkling
margarita from Denver.
From Denver, yeah. It definitely tastes refreshing. I mean, it's like it's everything I would enjoy in a margarita, minus the booze.
It kind of gives me like a ginger beery kind of vibe. It's got like that
mule
type
flavor.
It's like lime, salt, agave. They don't try to recreate the tequila taste.
No.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Although there are some really good NA tequilas out there.
I saw those.
Lewis Hamilton's come out with an NA tequila.
There's some non-alc whiskeys, gins. Yeah.
See, that's the territory I don't know that I want to dabble in.
Yeah.
But like tequila is a spirit that gets mixed a lot, right? Mm-hmm. That's one that gets thrown into a cocktail. And I think for those, an NA spirit kind of still gives you that bite that you're looking for.
Yeah. I feel like tequila and rum get mixed enough to where when you taste them, you taste the mixers in your mind along with them.
Yeah.
Like when I taste a rum, like a spiced rum, I taste Coke. I can hit, my mind imagines the Coke with it.
Yeah.
Or with a tequila. With a tequila, my mind automatically starts imagining this in a margarita, So I think the brain plays tricks on you
Sure.
in that situation. Yeah. But like as with the other drink, this is 60 calories.
60 calories. This is a quarter liter.
Yeah.
Well, 250 milliliter. 12 grams of sugar.
Yep. Not bad at all.
No.
So it's got some sugar to it, but it's not crazy. It won't sit heavy. It's refreshing.
Well, like I said, what I like about NAs is they kind of give you that. It's not a juice. It's not a soda. It's not overly sweet. It kind of gives you a more of a bite like a cocktail would.
Yeah.
Without being boozy. It doesn't
Yeah.
give you that heat of booze.
Yeah. But it still scratches that itch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. I could see this being very popular with the pregnant crowd.
Sure.
It's like you can't have the cocktail. I mean, this definitely like has good flavor to it. It's multi flavored.
I don't think you would want to do it because of the way it's delivered in a can, but you could easily like blend this up and do a frozen margarita.
Yeah. Yeah. You got some. You could garnish this with all kinds of different things and add,
kind of tweak it, make it your own. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you have options. Even pouring this out of the can, you can definitely augment it with things that, like every other margarita in the world, you can make it to taste. You can perform your alchemy.
Individualize it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the great thing about cocktails is you can do what you want. You have that freedom.
Yeah.
So a little bit about Frankenstein. This is Benicio del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
Or why did I say Benicio? Because we just did
Battle After Another.
Yeah, so he's on the brain. This is our second del Toro.
Wrong del Toro.
Yeah. This is Guillermo del Toro, who has done everything from, Hellboy, Shape of Water. We just did Crimson Peak not too long ago.
Pacific Rim.
He's had some great movies. He did Nightmare Alley a couple of years ago. Was nominated for a bunch of Oscars.
Yeah.
So another acclaimed director. It's 2 in a row. Another hardcore movie nerd.
Hardcore monster nerd.
Mm-hmm. Monster nerd, horror nerd, and yeah, movie nerd in general. Like Paul Thomas Anderson, he's an aficionado of the golden age of Hollywood. He loves the classic cinema.
Yeah.
So
and he uses a lot of techniques that are out of practice.
Yeah.
He uses practical effects. Mm-hmm. He uses a lot of big sets. Doesn't use a lot of green screen. He uses visual effects, but he uses them to enhance practical effects.
Yes. And ironically, for his love of classic Hollywood, this is made to deliberately be a departure from the James Whale, Boris Karloff Frankenstein that is the
classic Hollywood depiction of Frankenstein.
So, but at the same time, this has elements that are faithful to Mary Shelley's novel. There are elements of it that depart from the book.
Yep.
So he kind of finds a new path for the story of his own.
Well, you kind of have to make it your own. It's a story that's been told a lot. Mm-hmm. And even the original Boris Karloff is a departure of the book, right? But he keeps with the main themes. He kind of makes it his own and tells it in a story way that is kind of his interpretation of the themes.
He Del Toro's it.
Yeah, he Del Toro's it.
Yeah. And this felt very much like a Guillermo del Toro movie.
Yes.
So for those of you out there who, I mean, you got to be at least a little bit familiar with the story of Frankenstein.
It's been around.
But yeah, this is based on Mary Shelley's, I believe, 1818 book. One of the earliest examples of science fiction.
Credited as like the first science fiction book?
Definitely, yeah. I believe it's heralded as that, as like this began the idea of like Jules Verne and all the other people that started cranking out science fiction / fantasy.
Yeah.
But centers on a mad scientist who creates animates a golem made up of the portions of dead bodies.
A scientist who pushes the limits of medicine to recreate life.
Yes.
And in doing so, pursues the questions of who are we as man? What does it mean to live or to die? And explores a lot of big themes.
Yeah, definitely. There's some existential themes. There's some father-son motifs that pop up throughout the movie. There's some mother-son motifs that pop up in some awkward ways. But yeah, you have Oscar Isaac as Victor Frankenstein. I'm going to want to say Frankenstein just because of Young Frankenstein. it's poisoned.
It's more fun.
Yeah, you know? it's poisoned my view of Frankenstein forever. You know, it's like there is no way I can watch him encounter a blind man somewhere without thinking of Gene Hackman. You know, offering an espresso.
What great knockers! Why, thank you, Doctor.
Or when he drops the thing and breaks it on the floor, it's like that's straight out of Young Frankenstein.
Yep.
You know, it's like, man, that's crazy. Is he going to set the guy on fire too?
Abby normal.
So, and for a lot of people like that, they'll say Young Frankenstein is their definitive Frankenstein.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Yeah, and that's definitely a valid opinion, I believe. You have Jacob Elordi as the monster, the creature, who is
How
often...
tall is he naturally?
I'm not sure. I mean, they make him look very supernaturally tall.
Yeah.
You know, like NBA tall.
Yeah.
They do a good job of making him feel more hulking than what he, if you see him in real life, than what he is.
Did they get Chet Holmgren to be the monster?
Yeah, they make him look very...
Long, wispy arms.
Yeah, the opposite of Karloff, who was much more hulking.
Yeah.
You know, they make this monster more, I don't know what the word, lithe.
Lithe, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, like you say, long, gangly arms. Like an undernourished power forward. Mia Goth, as in this version, is his prospective sister-in-law. Mm-hmm. I believe in the novel she is
his fiance.
Yeah. And then Felix Kammerer as his brother William, and Christoph Waltz as Dr. Septimius Pretorius, which is quite the name.
That's the name from the book?
I don't know if that's the name from the book. That's his character's name. I don't remember that.
I thought his character's name was like Hargrove or something.
Hargrove. That might be his name from the book. So yeah, they may have. This is the name from the book. So it may be like, we'll have to look that up. But yeah, he was like,
No, I got this.
Somebody. But yeah, he is supposed to be the prospective sister-in-law, Elizabeth's uncle. Yes. And then great music by Alexandre Desplat.
Desplat? What else has he done?
The first thing I think of him in...
Harlander.
They changed his name. That's right. So the first thing I think of Desplat is he did the music for The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which is a great soundtrack. I'm a movie music nerd, and that was a great piano-driven soundtrack. This one, I think he does a great job. There are elements of this that feel very similar to the soundtrack to Bram Stoker's Dracula by Coppola. The elements of this feel similar to that movie. You can tell that movie inspired Del Toro with this one.
Yeah, I can see that.
So there are moments in the soundtrack where I feel like it directly quotes that soundtrack. And I think the first time they debuted this movie to audiences, like in the early stages, or like test audiences, they scored it to the music from that movie.
Let's see, Desplat also did The King's Speech, Argo, The Queen.
Another great soundtrack, The Queen. That's a good one too.
Yeah, Jurassic World Rebirth, Phoenician Scheme.
Yeah,
he's done quite a bit.
So yeah, he's a great composer. I'd be shocked if he hadn't won at least one Oscar. So great cast. I mean, I would say that's a strong,
the casting is very good.
Yeah.
The budget for this had to be huge, right?
So the budget for this was roughly $120 million.
That's not bad at all.
No. And it was given basically a limited weekend style run in 400 theaters. It grossed $420,000.
Well, it was produced by Netflix.
Yeah.
Right. So it was made to be straight to streaming, more or less. I think Netflix has said, and there's been a lot of conversation about Netflix buying WB and yada, yada, yada. The hostile takeover of WB is hotly being debated. Mm-hmm. Netflix has said that if they had their way, movies would have a 17-day run in theaters before going to streaming.
Yeah.
Because they think that that's the model that works best for hype, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this had a limited weekend run and then straight to Netflix.
I think it would look great on
a big screen.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And it's ironic that this one was filmed digitally and very lush, expansive, modern cinematography.
Yeah.
We'll discuss that in a minute. I have mixed feelings about this film's aesthetic, but we'll get there.
The aesthetic.
So what did you think of it, and where does it rank in your Frankenstein?
I think it's a great adaptation of Frankenstein. I think Guillermo del Toro is the single most qualified director to take on this story. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's anybody that's thought about the movie more than him. Thought about the character more than him. Thought about how to write a screenplay that would make the most sense. Netflix also put out a little mini documentary called Frankenstein Anatomy Lesson, I think. Basically kind of goes behind the scenes, talks you through a lot of the pieces of it. You can glean a lot from it. I thought was really interesting is he's a director that really lets the actors kind of live in the world and kind of see what choices they make, and that informs the script, and that informs kind of like how he films the movie. So I think a lot of the choices that were really made organically. He just sort of builds the world that they act in, and then he lets it go. He uses all the same people that he's used in previous movies for set design, costume design, creature design, film, like cinematography. Yeah. He described those as 4 legs of a table. Yeah. To where all 4 of those work in concert to kind of create one thing, and he as the director is just sort of pointing in a direction. Mm-hmm. Which you can kind of see, right? I mean, you can see that this is the same visual. It's the same kind of vibe. It's the same
Crimson Peak.
Crimson Peak. It feels like Crimson Peak redone. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's just because we just really recently watched it, but it kind of has a lot of that same gothic color scheme. He does a lot with like really rich reds kind of standing out on like a more desaturated backdrop, or in contrast to the colors of the other characters. You have big rich colors kind of standing out with the characters versus like a more muted backdrop. You see a really big grand set design, a lot of towers and a lot of wide shots of the lab was cool. Vault ceiling. All of that's practical. I mean, he did all of that practically. Yeah. And I think what he does really well is monsters, obviously. Mm-hmm. And where I think his weakness always lands is with the script. It's with the story. I thought Mia Goth's character was underserved in this movie. I thought they could have done a lot more for telling her story. Yeah. You get the perspective of Dr. Frankenstein, and you get the perspective of the monster. And she's just sort of a add-on to both, and you don't really get any sort of justice to her character. Yeah. There's like a love interest storyline, kind of. Yeah. And they kind of like, he's trying to woo her, and then she just sort of rejects him out of nowhere, and then disappears for a while, and then comes back, and then dies. Yeah. Spoilers. I don't know. I felt that character was a little underserved, and that's kind of my issue with Guillermo del Toro for most of his movies. They look amazing visually. Everything he does is incredible. Yeah. His craft is so honed and beautiful, and then the story just sort of is there. Mm-hmm. I agree. So in terms of best picture, I think this is not going to win, but I think this deserves so many other awards. Yes. It'll probably win a lot of technical stuff. Makeup for sure. Makeup, 100%. That guy, Jacob Elordi, had to be in makeup for like 12 hours a day. Yeah. In a very complicated makeup. Yeah. And also pair that with a demanding performance. Yep. And he played it well. Yeah. It's hard to be that tall. You know? And it's hard to take on such an iconic character. Yeah. That has been depicted and spoofed and everything for, a century now. Yeah. So. And turn it into your own. Yeah. I think the documentary was well worth a watch. If anything, just to go back and see how Guillermo del Toro kind of does a lot of stuff. Because some things looked on set, I was like, or whenever I was watching the movie, I was like, okay, wow, that's pretty impressive CGI. Mm-hmm. No, that was real. That was puppet. Mm-hmm. He was using like puppetry for like the scene where there's like a half corpse being reanimated in the, trial or whatever. Yeah. There are 2 people behind him, like kind of playing that puppet.
Yeah, and it looks great.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Acting wise, I thought Jacob Elordi was great. Oscar Isaac was good.
Yeah.
I wasn't overwhelmed by his performance. I thought he was good at playing the part, and I thought he really did well in his role. He didn't kind of steal scenes, but visually he looked great. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say he was kind of like part of the set, but I mean, he played the visuals of the character very well.
Mm-hmm. He looked the part.
Yeah, he looked the part for sure. Mm-hmm. But
Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz was great.
Yeah. Even though I expected him to like launch into some sort of Django Unchained speech at some point in there, he kind of had that same feel.
Well, on the contrary, he kind of did the opposite, where he was quietly a villain. Mm-hmm. He kind of did I'm secretly an arms dealer.
Yeah. And he's got syphilis.
Yeah, well,
spoiler alert.
Whomst among us.
And it's easy to forget that was once like a fatal condition.
Yeah, one night with Venus, lifetime with Mercury.
Yeah.
As he said. Who was the composer that had syphilis? Beethoven? No.
It was Mozart, wasn't it?
Was it Mozart?
I believe so.
Yeah. It's getting everybody, Can't be too careful.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of penicillin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great cocktail.
So what would you give this?
I think I'd give this like an 8. I did enjoy it. I think visually when I was watching the movie, I was very taken aback by how impressive it was.
Yeah.
And then as I kind of looked back on the movie and thought, well, what did I actually think about the story? It starts to kind of fall apart a little bit, but it's a great movie to watch. And I think it's definitely up there in terms of Guillermo del Toro's list of accomplishments. I mean, I enjoyed Crimson Peak. We did it for our Halloween series. Mm-hmm. And I think that version of it is not as good as Frankenstein. I think Frankenstein was better.
Yeah.
But I think Pan's Labyrinth is a better story.
Loved Pan's Labyrinth.
Well, it's one of my favorite movies. It's so good. Would love to do it for the pod one day. Yeah. But
would you call that a Halloween/horror movie, or where would you classify that?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's tough.
It is tough. It's one of those movies that doesn't really land in a category. Yeah. I definitely wouldn't call it a Halloween or a horror movie.
No. It's a dark fantasy, I guess, for sure.
Yeah, so. I'd say dark fantasy. It's definitely like a fairy tale. Mm-hmm. An adaptation of a fairy tale.
But, with a war movie type slant.
Backdrop.
Yeah. So I would give this, I think, a 7.5.
Yeah. That's fair.
I think to me it ran a little bit long.
2 hours, 20 minutes?
2 hours, 30 minutes.
2 hours, 30. Yeah. It was beefy.
Yeah. And to me, there are portions where it felt long.
Yeah.
Especially in a situation where you have somebody narrating in flashback.
Yeah.
Where you
two people narrating in flashback.
Yeah, that's right. Because again, it gives you the flavor of the novel, where it begins with a wreckage at sea, and then you have both Frankenstein and his creature narrating their kind of Rashomon point of view of the story.
You get a little bit of that like unreliable narrator, though. You get
and that's one departure, the key departure that this movie makes from previous movies that's faithful to the book, is that the monster is articulate.
Yeah.
He's not, he could actually he's eloquent.
Well, and that's the thing that Guillermo del Toro does so well, is telling the story of monsters are not villains.
Yeah.
They are, you see them as monsters because they're ugly or scary, mm-hmm. which is the whole point of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Right? Is he's actually very articulate, and he deserves to be treated with respect and love and nurtured. And you brought him into this life. You are his father. You are his creator. And he explores those themes really well.
Mm-hmm. And, the speech at the end of it gave me the Blade Runner vibe of like the tears and rain of like, mm-hmm. I'm a living being, and, I have feelings and I love, and I want to have companionship. It's like, it's Rutger Hauer's speech at the end of Blade Runner, where it's like, everything I am is about to fade away like tears and rain. It's like, it's a creature coming to terms with his own mortality and, existence. It's like it's an existential crisis for a new creature, So I got that vibe at the end of the movie. It does that vibe. It does that whole angle of the story, the narrative very well. Like I say, there's some, like the Mia Goth character was underdeveloped, and there were portions of that felt underdeveloped. I think.
Half baked.
Yes. It presents the idea of Christoph Waltz's character, his brain being implanted into the monster and stuff like that. It presents intriguing ideas and then doesn't do anything with it.
Zero payoff.
Yeah. I was waiting to see if he was going to do that, or what was going to happen on the ship with, I don't know. There were things I expected to happen and that did not happen. So, visually, great looking movie. But I also got a weird vibe from the aesthetic of it that it felt uncanny. There was never, it was so beautiful and crisp and perfect that I was never taken away from the fact that I was watching a movie that was created and processed and digitized and sheened.
It's too much of a marvel to be immersive.
Yeah.
Right? You're never brought into it and kind of like...
It's uncanny.
Yeah. It takes you out of it.
Yeah. And I know a lot of that stuff was done practically, but it looks sometimes not. It looks too perfect. Mm-hmm. It looks too... it's like there's such a thing as too cinematic. It looks too unnatural. And so...
Do you think it was the digital photography that kind of...
Maybe.
Did it, or was it the way they filmed this?
I think it was the way it was filmed, the way it was shot, maybe the way it was handled in post-production. It's like, it's weird to me to hear that sets were real, because it's like, watching it, because I read that afterwards, watching this, like, this feels like, people standing on a green stage.
Like, Johnny Depp's, like, Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
That was like almost all green screen. It was all like super hyper colorful. And it was like I don't know. It was like they had discovered colors for the first time and they wanted to overuse them. Yeah. It was like that, but this was practical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird that it crosses that polar express line where it's like things look so real, they look fake.
Yeah.
And I've seen quite a few movies like that where things look real to the point of not being natural anymore. And so to me, it takes me out of the movie sometimes, where I feel like I'm watching a production, So I hate to say that, because it's like, it's such a good looking movie. I hate to punish a movie for being so
visually beautiful, so
visually attractive that it's distracting.
Yeah.
Because now it's like I'm thinking about the production. How did they do this?
It's like podcasting with you,
Exactly. I'm just,
I get lost in your eyes.
Yeah. It's just a sensual experience.
Yeah.
But yeah. And in a way, I guess you could ding Coppola's Dracula for that too. It's like, it's so cinematic that sometimes it can pull you away from the story.
Yeah.
So I would say 7.5 is where I'm landing. It was a good movie and entertaining. Fans of the source material should check it out.
I was going to say, how does this compare to your overall Frankenstein?
I'm not a monster guy, so I would probably give the original, like the Karloff, a 7 or 7.5. It's a milestone for cinema.
It's a milestone movie for sure.
But from a personal standpoint, probably 7.5. It's a different view of the same material. So that's how I would say.
Okay.
Young Frankenstein, I forgot what I gave in our podcast, but I would rank it pretty high.
Oh God, Young Frankenstein is so good. It's a different movie though.
Yeah.
It's a totally different.
It has that Mel Brooks spin to it that just is awesome. When I watch it's like I don't love westerns, but I love Blazing Saddles. It just hits just right. It's the humor you need. So that's probably a 9+ for me.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. But I don't view that as a Frankenstein adaptation.
No. Although, I can't remember, and I'd have to go back and watch it now, but it felt in some ways faithful to the source,
It oddly is. Yeah.
You could tell it was made by fans. But just like this one, just like the original Karloff, it's like it was made by fans of the book. So
yeah,
that fandom comes through.
I mean, Guillermo del Toro said he has an entire room dedicated to Frankenstein in his house.
Yeah.
Prior to ever making this movie.
Yeah.
I think it's just, he's a fanboy. And this is, like I said, there's no one who is more qualified to make a Frankenstein movie. And honestly, I hope this is the last Frankenstein we see for a long time.
Yeah.
You know?
Let it sit.
Let it sit. I think it's been done. And this, I think, is, I'm not going to say the definitive version, but I think this is the best adaptation of Frankenstein, the source material.
I think it deserves to sit on streaming services for a while and have people experience it and rewatch it and give it time and let opinions sink in for it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Let's let this one have its day.
Let it stand the test of time, and it should get recognized for everything it was able to do.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Best Picture winner? No,
probably not.
No. Best Picture nominee?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to respect its ambition.
It can be up there in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, Del Toro, he's another one of those directors where it's like, you always know you're going to get the maximum effort. He never coasts.
Yeah.
The visually and in terms of ambition, they're always, 10 out of 10 on that scale.
And it's a testament to who he is in the industry that so many people continue to work with him and love working with him because he is a... he's a nerd. He's a fanboy. He loves every step of the process.
Yeah.
Except for maybe fundraising.
But just like last week's director, very similar.
Yep.
They tend to attract the same, people to come and work with them over and over and over.
Well, and what I love about that is when you get that reputation, you get really good actors coming back to work with you multiple times, and you get to do more cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. And I think the movie benefits from that too, that vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell when people are having fun on the set.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's been another episode of Cinema Vino. We got Frankenstein.
We got a strong water sparkling margarita.
Yeah, we got non-alcs.
NAs.
This is the first time in this point in the evening that I have been sober. So
2 podcasts deep and going strong.
Just got a lot of sugar water in my body, but nothing. No alcohol.
It's not even that sweet,
No, it's not. But tune in next week. We're going to continue with our next movie in the series and have some more non-alcoholic beverages.
Getting into holiday season. Not the holiday season. Award season.
Yeah, award season.
Into award season.
Yeah. So hopefully we will cover some good stuff. Great Movies Only Drunker. And we will see you guys.
Not this week. We're not.
That's right. Great Movies Only Not Drunker.
That's right.
Great Movies Only More Sober.
Great Movies Only Dry January.
Sober. More sober.
See, we're not good at this.
Yeah, we need a drink. But we'll see you guys next time.
Next time.